what is, surprisingly, safe for human consumption. You can eat everything inside of a natural beehive, including the bees. Just don't get stung. Crunchy and spicy. My roommate didn't believe me when I got honeycomb from a local farmer's market and ate it by the spoonful. Usually I just crush it to get the honey out then spit out the comb, but I chewed up and swallowed a whole chunk just to prove to him that you could do it. When I had my gallbladder removed a few months ago, the doc told me, apropos of nothing, I could eat the stones they let me keep. I mean, I guess they're mostly cholesterol, so it makes sense. I'm so jealous, they wouldn't let me keep mine. I got mine out when I was 12, I'm 25 now and have nothing by which to remember my short-lived, pain-in-the-ass gallbladder. You enjoy those stones. But don't eat them, that's extremely cursed and I can't believe the doc said that lol. That doc eats gallstones like candy. Ballistol, it's a general purpose oil for lubrication and rust protection and can be used for metal, wood, and leather. It's completely safe to drink, and it even smells like licorice. I came here for this. My grandma used to feed me this stuff as a home remedy. It even smells like licorice. FYI, usually things that smell like licorice are toxic, same with almond or garlic smells. Methylene blue, though it'll make your pee turn blue. That might be a funky upside, actually. Wait, I have some of that in my lab, how much can I ingest? I want to pee blue. Some indigenous tribes eat clay in small amounts due to the minerals and texture. I have 2 cousins adopted from a Haitian orphanage. The orphanage basically took lard and mixed it with small amounts of dirt to feed to the kids. I imagine it was more filler than any notable benefits, but still, crazy to think about. Wendy's Frosties contain kaolinite, which is a clay. ETA, getting a lot of requests for a sauce since it doesn't seem to be on the published ingredients list. I was told this by a geology professor who had tested it. Pokeweed is edible if cooked properly. I remember my Bill's dad made poke salad. He said the idea is to cook most of the poison out, but leave enough for your lips to tingle. It was a popular depression food eaten by my family as late as the 70s. They called it poke salad rather than salad. It contains a water-soluble poison that will chemically burn your mouth. Boil it in water, rinse it in cold water, then cook it. It's like spinach or turnip greens but more fibrous. Playing too much Pokemon Go made me mispronounce the name of this plant just now. Petroleum jelly, small amounts have been used as laxative and stool softener. My dog ate a whole little bottle of it once. Tried to do it again when I replaced it. I'd quite, but my dog goes apeshit for Vaseline. My cat ate some. I can confirm it is a laxative and stool softener. So can my carpets. Ewell Gibbons, many parts of the pine tree are edible. Pine needle tea is a very good source of vitamin C. Bismuth, the active ingredient in Pepto-Bismol. Look it up, it's a pretty rock. That's none of my bismuth. It's actually a metal. The little stickers on the fruit you buy in the store. Even the glue for them are FDA approved. I eat stickers all the time, dude. Lol. That doesn't surprise me. But I expect it is, so if kids eat them it does no harm. I'm reading this thread like I'm looking for dinner tips or something. Not gonna lie. I'm quite hungry after reading some of this thread. I'm looking forward to hearing about the ballistol and dog food soup. Animals with rabies. Just avoid the saliva glands and that general area. Source, asked Alvarez professor because a fellow student took a bite out of a dead raccoon. Source, asked Alvarez professor because a fellow student took a bite out of a dead raccoon. What? Why? Who the fuck? Dandelions can make a great tea. In French, dandelions are called pissenlits, which literally means piss in bed, supposedly because drinking dandelion tea makes you more likely to wet the bed. Edit, I know that dandelion comes from dent-de-lion, can everyone please stop commenting on this? A lot of restaurants here in Western New York offer steak and dandelion sandwiches as regular menu items. For instance, Dandelion's restaurant, located in Amherst, New York, offers a steak and dandelion sandwich. There are other fast dining joints in the area that offer them, one of them being half a mile from my job. Meanwhile, I'm outside every spring pulling the fuckers out of my yard. Edit, I never realized dandelions were bee-friendly. My old house had a dedicated garden, tulips, peonies, etc., that were rife with honeybees during the spring and summer. Since the garden always preoccupied the bees, I never noticed them around the dandelions in my yard. Just moved into a new house a few months ago, so I'll keep this in mind. Green crayons. Only the green ones? Marine. Most venom can be safely digested, if you don't have any open wounds in your mouth and digestive system. Edit, this doesn't mean you should drink venom if you can, or French kiss the next cobra. Don't put toxins in your body. There are better ways to find out if you have open wounds or ulcers in your mouth. High percentage alcohol, for example, or spicy food. Please drink responsibly and only if the area where you live allows it. Too many people die of alcohol poisoning. Edit 2, now I know what Hank Green feels like. You can even build up tolerances to poisonous substances such as iocane powder. YMMV, I learned this in a kissing book. Yeah, that's the difference between poison and venom. If it bites you and you die, it's venom. If you bite it and you die, it's poison. Oddly enough, gallium up to certain weight, and a decent amount at that. Please advise, this is not a recommendation to eat it. Do your own research and make your own decisions. I do not advocate for the consumption of gallium. I'm going to eat it. You can't stop me. If something bad happens, it's all your fault. A well-known practical joke among chemists is to fashion gallium spoons and use them to serve tea to unsuspecting guests, since gallium has a similar appearance to its lighter homologue aluminium. The spoons then melt in the hot tea. Yeah. Science bitch. Dog/cat food. The FDA requires pet food to be human grade because during the Depression so many desperate people died from eating pet food. Adding, I did not expect this to blow up. I haven't done extensive research on the topic, but I learned about this in a college-level history class. Thank you for the awards and upvotes. I love Reddit for the complete randomness that brings everyone together. Fun story, back in 1987 I hiked around the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, and met a few hikers who recommended carrying a pound or so of dry dog food as emergency rations. The idea was that you would never have it as a first choice, but if you were that hungry due to miscalculations, you could eat it to get you through to the next stop. Edit, oof, this blew up, thank you for all the upvotes and the award. Second edit, for those of you asking why not a pound of human food, the idea is that you have something only for emergencies that you won't want unless it is an emergency. Jerky is actually pretty high value, and at the end of, or during, a day of hiking uphill and down dale, you would totally go ahead and eat it, but with dog food, as in the Terry Pratchett quote below, you look at it and think of literally anything else for food. And a pound or so is an arbitrary amount, just take however much makes sense. Once in a while a guy could break an ankle or otherwise injure yourself, which makes it harder to forage, so it is nice to eat. Third edit, for those asking why dog food, it was just a recommendation, and it was 1987. We were using external frame packs. MREs were hella expensive, and REI wasn't really a thing yet. A lot of the hikers I was with were wearing gigantic cleated hiking boots that weighed like 4 pounds each, and if you bent over, a dinosaur ran up behind you and bit you in the ass. Things are way better now. Edit the fourth, on a serious note, thank you all for the upvotes. This is what I was scrolling to look for. People that work in the pet food plant eat this stuff to test it. They can tell whether the recipe is right, off, wrong, whatever by the taste. Act like it's no big deal too, haha, not really my thing, I gotta say. So much of this would make for a great episode of My Strange Addiction. According to my grandfather, who passed at 88, Vicks Vapor Rub. The person who created Vaseline thought his was a miracle salve and would have a spoonful a day. He lived a long life and attributed it to Vaseline. Subscribe for more hot Reddit takes in your inbox, guaranteed.